the gold correlations haven't changed that much. The gold to the S&P 500 is becoming less correlated. It's approaching zero, so that could be neutralized somewhat, where gold is not affected by S&P 500 price movement. However, the gold to the dollar is highly correlated and continuing to move up. It's fast approaching a full 100% here. And same thing with the 10-year Treasury yield, highly correlated, so this is not normal. It does happen sometimes, as you can see, but for the most part, it remains uncorrelated and acts opposite to the dollar and the 10-year. And gold to the yen, it's almost completely uncorrelated, meaning completely opposite. So if the yen goes down, gold goes up, and vice versa. And here's the US dollar to the yen here, so you can see this ratio is going down, meaning the dollar was sinking over the yen. So that means the dollar is not doing as well as the yen, so the yen is going up, which means gold goes down over here. And same thing with oil, so the price of oil goes up, gold goes down, and that is becoming higher here. You can see WTI has bumped up quite nicely today, so that means gold goes down, and all of these four here are poised for a turnaround to where it's going to be opposite eventually. I mean, it just doesn't stay like this forever, and it's usually completely opposite of what we're looking at. And gold had a pretty big downdraft today, had a low of 252.23 for the GLD ETF, but more importantly, it went back under the disqualified sell risk, which is the shorting line here. So we got rid of it when it went back up and shorted it when it went back under. And we'll have to see what happens if it goes back up over it. This will be qualified tomorrow with a close above that level. And we'll get rid of the short again as soon as it moves, opens or whatever above that level. And this daily gold chart is similar to the S&P 500. It's been 4 full days of the ATM chart lines P alert down for long-term overbought. So what that means is that soon the pressure line down here on the ATM will start making a move off of 102 and start heading down, and that's if there's continued downdraft. So you get another updraft, and this will disappear and turn back into a overbought down for long term, but not a P alert. And the fast trigger for the ATM went under its overbought, and the slow trigger is still pegged up there with the pressure line here, 102. Slow trigger 94.43. So if that pressure line starts coming down, they'll have a tendency for all three to start heading down for oversold possibly, and get a pretty good downdraft in gold. And this 50% and 100% momentum down is qualified, so now we're going the other way. So if there's an open lower than this close and tick lower than this low of the same bar, and then close lower than this close of this one bar here, that will be qualified and confirmed, and then the 50% will be qualified here for exhaustion down. You tag that, then there's more likely than not we're going to hit the 100. The 100 gets hit, and that's right by the sell TDST. So there could be support here. Maybe it won't hit it and then head back up. So this is major support for gold. And the Shande momentum indicator is still well above zero. So it's been staying above zero, and if it does go under, it's not by much these days. So it's looking pretty good for momentum still to the upside.